Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeni Aji Shafe. Time to take you around the world of sports as we look at those activities. I will start on a very good note. Team Nigeria, that's under 16 male in basketball, doing well at the FIBA under 16 basketball qualifier taking place in Ghana, precisely at the Eden Basketball Hall there in Ghana. But right now they've been able to win their first game against Cote d'Ivoire, 67-38 in that game. Let's look at that particular first story. We start with that story that has to do with FIBA. FIBA under 16 African Zone 3 boys qualifiers. Nigeria beat Cote d'Ivoire 67-38 in opening game. It started just yesterday and it will be ending on Saturday. Well, taking place at the Eden Heights in Accra, Ghana. We won that game 67-38. That's a good one for our under 16 boys. We also have our under 16 girls there. They will be playing today. Well, good one for the team. Good, at least for the fact that they were able to win that game, at least almost doubling the score line between Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire. Well, in the studio with me is Emmanuel Fashion. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me. What a way to start a tournament with 68-38 scores.
You've added one tonight for Nigeria.
Yes. to tell you that they actually prepared very well, and like we mentioned on this show, some of the names that were that we actually penned down for this tournament was so funny, but actually the name is not one playing, but they actually prepared well. And I believe, like I said on this show the other day, that I think we have what it takes to actually win this event and get that ticket. And you know, your starting game matters a lot in any tournament. And now that they have started well, it's going to be a morale booster to the entire team so that they can do well. And now with this score line 67-38, I think other teams will actually want to get their own against Nigerians. But to tell you the truth, with the crop of players, because the vice president actually came out and said they are going there with the best hands we have in Nigeria, and sincerely speaking, we've seen the best, and the best has started well.
Now, according to what you're saying, that's Babs Ogwande talking about the NBB, Nigerian Basketball Federation. I love the fact that this under 16, they're actually taking a cue from the senior ones, the D Tigers. So that shows that they are ready for this competition. We have the women too. They'll be playing against Ghana. And also for the men, we're supposed to be facing Ghana to the host country. But I love the fact that we have the two sets, both the male and the female under 16 basketball. That shows that we have future in this sport, because some of them will also graduate to the senior level.
Yeah, we actually have a future in this sport, because if you look at it, football and basketball is one of the biggest sports that strive well in Nigeria. Just that other sports are trying to catch up, and if not for the whole issue that actually bedeviled the federation, basketball would have been far away, as in where football is right now. Basketball should have been, though it has actually made grounds in Nigeria for quite some years. But with the way the boys have actually started well, I believe the girls will also want to take a cue. It's only a pain that they were not in action for almost 2 years plus because of the issue. But the tournament was organized in Benin, and Babs, the vice president, said they are going to pick the best hand. They actually picked the best hand for the guys. They also equally picked for the girls. They were in Benin. They hit the ground running, picked the best players, put them together, and I love it because there was no too much time to rest for these girls, because from that tournament right now they headed straight to Ghana. So it actually keeps them in shape, and let's see if how they are going to play their first game against the host country, and probably if they get the win, it's also a very big one for the ladies.
It will be a good one for the ladies. After all, the boys have done it under 16 FIBA on qualifiers. Then when it comes to basketball, we did well, 67-38 against Cote d'Ivoire. Well, Nigeria, one of the forces to be reckoned when it comes to this dunk and slam sport of basketball. And we wish them the best as they face Ghana in their next game. After all, the girls also will be their own against Ghana, although the two teams are the only female teams participating in the qualifiers. After this, if they are able to scale through, they will go straight to Tunisia. That's for the FIBA under 16 that will have to be with Continental. This is Zone 3, so they have to move away from West Africa to the Continental. And then over there in Tunisia, where the action will be happening, they will be facing much tougher teams. But they can't triumph. Who says they cannot? After all, they've been doing it well. Congratulations to Team Nigeria for doing well in basketball on that 16 first game. That's the opening game, and we defeated Cote d'Ivoire there. We'll be facing Ghana in our next game. Away from basketball, let's quickly talk about football. This time around, Nigerian Football Federation. They are the manager, the arbiter that actually dictates issues that have to do with football in Nigeria. But right now, they are to set up a board, governing board for Nigerian national. That is the second tier of Nigerian Football League, and also Nigerian Women Football League and Nationwide League One. The three, it's going to be 3 in 1. Right now, I'm sure to some extent, IMC are still running the affairs of MPFL. That will be MPL analysis. From the way it is, these three, NNL, you look at NNL, you look at NWFL, and the NLO. Well, from all the three bodies now, that will be coming up. The board that will be managing the affairs of this football league right now will be set up by Nigerian Football Federation.
Yeah, good move from Alhaji Ibrahim Gusso, and a smart one, because we've seen what the IMC has actually done. Because to me, for how many seasons now, I can say last season was one of the best season. I don't know for any other person. For a while. Because
let's say for the past 10 years.
10 years. Last season was wow. I doffed my cap for IMC. And why? Because they actually organized it. We had a better league. The competition was top notch. The organization was fantastic. That's why we still have some little lapses. You can only notice the lapses in last season if you are among them. But if you are not actually maybe a football person or a sports person, you cannot notice the lapses that actually went on with the IMC. The only lapses you might say, okay, because of maybe we have a fans attack of the referee, but every other thing was organization top notch, and the Super 6 was wow. It went very well. And if they are going to do the same thing for NLO, NWFL, NNL, good one, because we have actually seen. But the problem I'm going to have right now is those who are going to be in that board, let them also take a cue from what Davidson Owumi has done in the IMC. They might not learn everything. They might not take his own ideology, but part of it, bring it down, let it work. And if I'm Gusso, I think I will also draft some members of the IMC to the board, to the members that will be at the three body that will manage.
Won't that be too much?
No, it will not. Not all of them. Maybe one or
let's
two.
do it this way. For example, Wenga Elegbele is the chairman of the IMC. The CEO is Owumi, right? And then with other members, you want to draw. Okay, if you want to pick one, so maybe
just NWFL,
NLO, NNL. Okay, so that they can
actually
maybe.
I
think it will have maybe. Why not just let the board for the NNL, NLO, NWFL have a cue of, okay, this is how we run
MPFL, what it is,
and it went. You know why? If you begin to bring one person to come and be joining, it will look like you are trying to actually you are running as if you make it look like those ones are not capable. Aside that, even though they are capable, you also they have not even finished the issue with the MPFL. They are running NWFL. They have not finished with this one. One of them is running NLO. They have not finished with MPFL. One of them is with NNL.
Okay.
So it's better. Let them just stay where they are, but they can take a cue from, okay, this is how they run IMC, and they run it well. Get this particular template from them, and then you can use that to also see if anyone that you need to use, that you can use in your own league body.
But while I said maybe we get one person, they are not going to head the board.
Of course, they will still be members.
They will just be a member.
Let them stay where they are.
Or probably maybe do what is called consulting for the three bodies. But like you said, let them just be where they are. And it's also, they can also do it this way. The board members that are coming in is just for them to work in synergy with the IMC, and then let's probably see how they can actually grow the 3 leagues together. But sincerely speaking, the move from the NFF is a good one, because we want to see our leagues doing well, and most especially the women's league. It has not, NNL, they struggle, they do this, but the women's league, because they've not gotten this much attention for long. So if that body will come, I will want them to even channel a lot of, maybe a lot of energy to the NWFA, and probably then for the NNL actually needs a total revamp. Everybody in that place should be changed.
Why are you saying that? but wait. To be candid, let's just tell ourselves the truth. The fact is, we may not be there yet, but really, all the leagues, the 4, the NLO, the Nationwide, the NNL, the NWFL, the IMC, the MPFL, or now MPL, really, far better than what you saw last season before this.
I will even place NWFL ahead of NNL.
Well, is that way you want to say it? Don't make it look like those guys there are not working, but really, it's not easy to do it. By the time they put you there, that's when you know what is at stake. That, wow. It's just like, when you are gunning for something, you like, it's so easy. By the time you get there and you look at what I've been talking.
I'm there. Why I'm saying this, because a lot of issues that is going on behind the scene that I wouldn't want to actually voice out here, but
it's a live voice.
No, I don't want them to come and wait for me at the gate. But sincerely speaking, that league is actually struggling and suffering, because though I'm partially a member of the media team, and I know what they are facing. The organization in NNL is crawling.
Compared to NLO or
yes.
NWFL?
NWFL is even better. Like I said, it is even better. What NWFL needs is just attention, publicity, and fund. To tell you the truth, if they get these 3 things, NWFL will start far ahead of any other league in Nigeria. You know, when women wants to do something, they always set their heart to do it.
But really, Nigerian league is getting better, which also that it actually keeps getting better every time. But right now, from the way it is, the governing board will be set up by the Nigerian Football Federation soon, and we'll see how the event of football in those particular leagues will be run. Right now, NWFL, NLO, Nationwide League 1, and also Nigerian National League, the second tier of Nigerian football, will be waiting to hear from the Nigerian Football Federation. More of this when it comes to football in Nigeria. But really, we believe that one way or the other, even though either we're crawling or we are whatever we want to call it, but it's getting better.
No, I cannot dispute that fact. It's actually getting better, because sincerely, they say when oil rubs one hand, it will actually touch the remaining fingers, and that is what we saw, because the MPFL improved. We saw that improve, and we also felt that improvement a little bit in the NNL. We had some good away wins in the NNL. We had some good results. Teams not winning at all costs. Why? Because the MPFL actually improved on that, and we also saw that effect. Then also in the NNL, we said it on this show, where they actually went to acquire some equipment to actually give publicity to the league, which was a welcome development. And then NWFL, Aisha Falode has actually done her own her best in that league, and for her to have actually been able to carry the league for how many years that she has been there, it's a good commendation. It's a good one from her. The board members that will be set up, I just want them to be fair and be sincere.
While they are setting that up, I want to use this medium to actually, if you look at media, publicity of these leagues one way or the other, NWFL needs to do more. Whoever is handling the media in the NWFL, really, those ladies deserve more publicity, and let's carry media outfits along. Let them be able to at least get your facts out. For NNL, a commendation to their media, really. The result, the table is always at, you just get it at the tip of your finger. For NLO, same thing, is always out. In fact, right now, I remember when we took that particular story from Kano, that's their media officer, Abdul Gafar Oladimeji, that you can easily access the data of players online. And aside that, the IMC, that's MPFL rather, same thing, just at least a little touch here and there. Everything will go well when it comes to Nigerian football, recommendations to the media, but we need to do more by adding more spice to promote our own. We always want to make sure Nigerian sport get that particular accolade it needs to get from media. The way a lot of people knows about foreign league, if you project us like that. Yes, we may not like it, might not be too TV friendly. Like someone said, oh, the videos are not TV friendly, but if we don't start, we will never
never get it.
We will never get it right.
If we don't start, we'll never get it right. The women's league is actually in the media aspect, the publicity, whatever. They are actually not there yet. They are struggling. Like you said, you get the MPFL result, you get NNL result, you get even NNO, and their media officer said all the data of the players at your fingertip. Once you go there, you get what you want. But for the NWFL, before you even get their result, they will play a match today. Before you get it, will be after 24 hours, and you even struggle to even get some of their stories. The scorers. So I
the
think
same thing MPFL. Some clubs are guilty of this. I don't know, the media officers. Maybe you as a media officer of a club, I don't think it's a big deal for you to be able to get the matches you are playing. Some clubs actually do it very well, but some clubs,
they are just
in the MPFL,
they are just there. You won't get their result, and sometimes. For you to even get MPFL result, you can get it online on the site that these scores site that football, Europe, Africa, whatever, you get it there. But for the women, you would even go there, you will not see. Look at the FA Cup final between Arsenal ladies and Chelsea women. Look at the publicity hype. Look at the media hype. They sold out Wembley Stadium for a women's game. The stadium was sold out. Even the same thing with Champions League. But look at ladies FA Cup. Look how many persons know that the women were going to play by 2 p.m. on the same day, but everybody was just reporting Bendel Insurance, Rangers International.
Well, we took the women here.
Exception of Trust TV, because we actually go deep. Somebody mentioned it on this show, on Monday show, and gave commendation, because we actually report every tournament that happened, everything that happened, a Kubuka tournament, and it actually gave commendation. Not everybody that reported it, we actually did it here. So I think for the women's media team, the media team that's handling the women's league, they need to do more, because what they are doing, if I want to score them, I'll score them 1%.
Despite the fact that those foreign leagues are very TV friendly, well, Nigerian league also, or Nigerian sport, needs to be given that attention. We keep pushing, and one day we'll get there. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day. We keep talking about Nigerian sports, and we'll just continue to project it in either way. From there, let's talk about is the transfer season now. Coaches is moving here and there, and players also moving away from one club to the other. But let's talk about the home scene now. A man that used to be the chief coach of Rivers United, right now he has gone to sign with Aqua United, a year deal. Talking about Fatai Osho signs 1 year deal with Aqua United as INE is set to take over at Plateau United. The news is really getting interesting. Looking at this, Fatai Osho signed 1 year deal with Aqua United. He took over from the INE that was there. The INE now will be moving to Plateau. Plateau man in Lechuku will be moving to Rangers. The Rangers man resigned. What a way to go. What is
a big big move for Fatai Osho. He actually wants to, he was let me use this word, under Sterling Eguma in Rivers United. So he wants to, though he has headed the team before on his own, but when he was recruited in Rivers United, he was to give assistance to Sterling Eguma because of continental ticket, and they actually both of them did well. They went far. They lost out from the Champions League. They were in Confederations Cup, and they got to, I think, the quarterfinals before they lost to the Yanga of Tanzania. But good one, he is going to former champions Aqua United, where they won the league 3 seasons back. And if you look at it, I think Fatai Osho is a very big coach and a smart one. For him to actually sign 1 year contract, he wants to weigh, okay, let me see what I can do for this team within the space of 1 year. If it's good, he will extend his contract, and if the whole thing doesn't go well to how he planned it, maybe he might just also throw in the towel.
Now let's look at this guy that actually looks like you. That's Electrical Fidelis. Well, news have it that is going to Rangers, taking over from Abdul Kaba, who just resigned.
Yeah, going to Rangers, this has been in the offing, like you said before now. Speculations, though he didn't answer, he didn't confirm that he was going, but after the season, after Plateau United season ended at the FA Cup semi-final, then he actually confirmed that, okay, he will be heading to Rangers. Going to Rangers is not a bad move for Fidelis Ilechukwu. He's a good coach. His first season with Plateau United, he took them to the continent, and they crashed out. And right now, he got to the his second season, got to the FA Cup semi-final, and he has done his best for Plateau United, and heading to Rangers to see how he can also try out his luck with Rangers International. And for Abdul Mekeba, it's not a bad one. Taking Rangers to the FA Cup final, I think he will hold his head up. It's not a bad season for him at all.
Well, we've been talking concerning some transfer that has to do with the local scene. That's Nigeria. Well, for Tayo right now, the man that has been with the likes of Supreme Court of Abuja, Kogi United, Crown FC, moving to Eyimba, also coaching Remo Stars. Right now is Aqua United from Rivers. Let's see what he'll be doing next season. He has the opportunity, if he performs well, that deal will be extended. But right now, we still look at other coaches that will be staying or moving. But let's quickly talk about some Nigerians over there in Europe. This time around, we look at Emmanuel Dennis. Emmanuel Dennis actually signed for Nottingham Forest. But right now, that move really didn't spell well. Well, it could be open to Nottingham Forest exit. Well, Taiwo Awoni will be staying, according to the news that actually reached us. But Emmanuel Dennis could be moving away from Nottingham Forest. Well, Dennis' signature with Nottingham Forest, this first season didn't go well.
Yes,
he started well, but it didn't end.
He started well, but his ending is actually not good for him. And if you look at it, he struggled a lot in that team, injury and the rest of them. But for Taiwo Awoni, I think he's the beautiful bride.
Awoni started,
Awoni started on an injury note.
Well, towards the end of the season, he picked up. And
he picked up for Dennis. For Dennis, a lot didn't really go down well with this man when he left Belgium, coming to England. I actually faulted his move from Belgium to England, but at the end of the day, he has his decision, and now he found himself in Nottingham Forest, a team that was also struggling, but he could not hold his own in that team. And him leaving the team is, if he wants to save his career, I think he should actually leave.
Well, from the way it is right now, maybe he can easily go back to Watford.
Yes, if Watford will receive him back.
I'm sure they will. After all, one of their best players so far. Well, before he left that place, we've been looking at some transfer stories. After all, some Nigerians who will still be staying in that club. Nottingham Forest, Awoni is still there. And we look at a particular player who really did well, supporting Victor Osimhen at Napoli for them to leave the Scudetto. But this time around, his name is Vicha Kvaratskhelia. Right now, he's set to sign a new deal at Napoli, extending his contract with them, and he will be with them. At least, I hope they are not trying to use this player.
I think
to tempt Osimhen to stay.
You have actually read part of their move, and I think he's a smart man from Napoli to actually do that. But it's not left for Victor Osimhen to say, okay, even though they give these guys this guy contract extension, because both of them has actually understood each other. They were the one that carried the team to where they got to last season and winning the Scudetto. It was his contribution and Osimhen's contribution that actually gave them that title. If he extends his stay, because we also know there were rumors around him of him leaving for Real Madrid, other clubs also coming for him. But him staying back at Napoli is not bad. But for Victor Osimhen, I also advise him to spend one more season with Napoli.
Well, let's wait and see, because you look at PSG coming, you know how much money Manchester and rumor anyway, Chelsea rumor anyway, Bayern, all of them. But Aurelio De Laurentiis puts in at least 155 million right now on his head. That's euro anyway, to keep potential buyers away from that particular player. They want to still keep him over there at the city of Naples. But Osimhen, well, it's a bit dicey to be able to read the handwriting. Is he going? Is he staying? Although it's too early to call now.
I think Osimhen is seeking advice from everywhere he can get it to actually see, okay, what should I do? Well, because he's a young player, he doesn't want to make a move that at the end of the day is going to hurt. You know, there are some moves you make, it will hurt the team you are leaving. Even your own, you will not feel, as a person, you will not, that human side of you say, okay, what I've done is not actually good. I think that is what Osimhen is trying to do.
We've seen how many players this is that actually moved. Look at Onuachu. He came from Belgian Genk. That's the team from Genk. He was a king there, and then he moved to Southampton, stayed with the team, and things didn't go well.
At the end of the day, bad.
Look at Taiwo Awoniyi from Union Berlin from Germany to Nottingham Forest. In fact, it was like gliding from the top down to the bottom, but it was lucky enough that they stay aloof. They will have actually gone deeper. Aside that, look at Emmanuel Denny that we mentioned. At least looking at the way he has played football. Also, it happens that some player will just move. The clubs they are leaving behind will pick up and perform well, and they will go to a club that will actually almost relegate or relegate.
or relegated.
Meanwhile, some will go to a club, the club will be doing well, they will not have the chance to play. Eden Hazard. Look at that.
The worst ever move for Real Madrid is Eddie Hazard, and it's just a very bad one for Eddie Hazard.
Well, I just have to cut you there. Our time is up. We have to go now. Maybe I should just spare you something. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
We'll have to go now. Adeniyi Ajisafe. Thanks for watching.